Hi, these comments are for MS. This is Michael, and you sent me another practice test to grade. And I am from bettertoeflscores.com, and you're one of my students who subscribed to my TOEFL Speaking and Writing Feedback Service. So let's listen to the response one time with no interruptions. I'll listen to it again with some analysis, and I'll give you some feedback as I listen. And then after the second time I listen to it, I'm going to give you a quick lesson to help you with some of the weaknesses with your speaking right now. So you'll see that I actually have the independent speaking rubrics here to help grade the response. Okay, here we
I
go.
agree that teachers shouldn't give students homework during the holidays so that students can recharge and enjoy their free time. First of all, I remember last holiday when during the Thanksgiving my child was off, so he had an amazing chance to see where he want to go and what he want to do during this time. If I had asked him to do homework, I would have gotten a straight no from him, or at least he wouldn't focus. Since he was off, he asked me that he wants to go visit SeaWorld. I took him there and he saw so many different kinds of fish, a big diversity of marine creatures, which he's so interested in. He had the best time of his life, and when school started again, he was happy and refreshed.
Okay, I got it. So my first impression after listening to it, I'm thinking in all three categories, I think you're probably between about 3 and 3.5. So my guess right now is maybe 23 to 25 points. I think you might not get 26 on this one. So let's listen to it again. I'm going to try to provide you some feedback as I go. And then right after this, I've prepared some notes to give you some more organized feedback. I'll give you a quick lesson when I'm done.
I agree that teachers shouldn't give students homework during the holidays so that
So I wouldn't use believe. You can say teachers shouldn't give students homework during the holidays because so there's really no need for I believe. So try to eliminate some of those hedges. They don't really do anything to strengthen your argument other than just say it's your opinion, but we already know it's your opinion because it's an independent speaking
students
task.
can recharge and enjoy their free time.
Be careful about repeating students and then students again. You might say something like learners, these learners. Listen to that one more time.
Homework during the holidays so that students can recharge and enjoy their free time. First of all, I remember that teachers shouldn't give students homework during the holidays so that students can
I would say so that these learners maybe can recharge. Maybe use learners or just they the second time. You don't want to repeat exactly the same word too many times if possible, especially in the same sentence.
recharge and enjoy their free time. First of all, I remember last holiday when during the Thanksgiving
I remember last holidays. That was a little bit awkward. I might say I remember during the last holiday when blah blah blah.
my child was off, so he had an amazing chance to see where he want to go and what he want to do during this time. If I
Maybe he had an amazing, how about opportunity instead of chance? So use a little bit longer, uh, not as basic of a word than just chance. So you're trying to show a wide range of vocabulary and grammar during the speaking,
had
right?
asked him to do homework, I would have gotten a straight no from him, or at least
So you're getting the verb tenses correct. Let me double check it one more time just to make sure. So I believe you're talking about a past and possible condition. Therefore, you need to use past perfect tense verbs to convey that past implied reality.
so he had an amazing chance to see where he want to go and what he want to do during this time. If I had asked him to do homework,
So he had an opportunity to go on maybe some excursions during the break, maybe might be a little bit better. So your vocabulary is a little bit basic. So you have to be careful you're not only using basic vocabulary.
I would have gotten a straight no from him, or at least he wouldn't focus. Since he was off, he asked me that he wants to go visit SeaWorld. I took him there and he saw so many different kinds of fish, a big diversity of marine creatures, which he
How about he saw, it says so many different kinds of fish, or but he saw a diversity of marine life or something. You can maybe phrase it like that.
So interested in, he had the best time of his life.
Let me go back. I need to check your verb
Him
tense
there,
here.
and he saw so many different kinds of fish, a big diversity of marine creatures, which he's so interested in. He had the
How about which he was? I think you said is there. I could be wrong, but let me look one more time.
so many different kinds of fish, a big diversity of marine creatures, which he's so interested in.
Which he was so interested in. So at the end there, you're kind of having what I call some awkward phrasing. So the vocabulary is basic kind of throughout the response. You have some minor pacing issues, but you're on topic. And I like the specific concrete example you're using to help illustrate your ideas. That's always a good thing that you're doing. Okay, here's the lesson I want to give you now. So delivery, as I said, between 3 and 3.5, language use, topic development, same thing. So your average is right around 3.3. So I think converted score would be around 25 points on this. So it might not quite make that 26 threshold. So let's take a look at the feedback I gave you. So avoid repetition. So use synonyms or pronouns to maintain variety. So if you mention students and you're doing this within the same sentence, right? The next time you can either say they or pupils or learners. Minimize hedges. Replace uncertain phrases like I believe or I think with more confident statements. So instead of saying maybe I believe students benefit from blah, 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 you can say students benefit from. Be careful with function words. You don't want to miss these. They're not that important, but they're kind of like the glue that holds sentences together. Things like a and the and to. It can make the speech sound incomplete or unclear. Avoid awkward phrasing. Rephrase unidiomatic expressions to sound more natural. I think that's important. For example, I think it was near the beginning. I remember last holiday. I would say something like, I remember during the last holiday. So, delivery strategies, pacing, and automaticity. I think that automaticity and pacing, you need to be a little bit more confident, I think, with your speaking. You obviously very advanced, very smart woman, but you need to be a little bit more uh, how do I say fluid, and the word choice needs to be more natural. So with pacing, aim for a smooth, consistent rhythm, maybe 160, 180 words a minute. Practice with thought groups. Pause briefly after each complete idea instead of every word. You're not doing it after every word, but it is a little bit awkward, some of the phrasing. Example, I enjoy studying abroad because it helps me grow both personally and academically. Automaticity, build fluency through repetition and shadowing. I think that's going to be helpful. Listen to TOEFL model responses and repeat exactly what you hear. So record and review your own answers to identify hesitation points. Reduce fillers, things like with more silent pauses for cleaner delivery. Don't worry about that comment. You didn't have too much of a problem with that area. Improving cohesion and flow. So use transition words, maybe a little bit more with this. Words like addition, maybe furthermore, moreover, in addition also. If you're using contrast, you can say things like however, on the other hand, or although. If you're using cause effect, you can say because, therefore, as a result. If you want to introduce examples, you can say for instance, such as, and for example. Make sure you have a good plan. I think you're pretty good in this area, but to just restate these important points. Plan the structure. You have a main point, that's the topic sentence. You have the reason or explanation, example with details, and a conclusion linking back to the main point. So practice connecting ideas. Record one 45-second response and check if every sentence logically connects to the next. So practice and progress plan. So it looks like you got a pretty good plan. Record one 45-second response every day. That's exactly what you're doing. Listen back. Identify repeated words or awkward phrasing. Rewrite and record. Use synonyms and transitions to improve cohesion. Shadow model answers. Mimic pronunciation stress and pacing to improve delivery. So your weekly goal, increase smooth, error-free speech time by 5 seconds each week. So just make sure you're getting in that practice like you're doing, you're getting the feedback, and then you're looking at the feedback and then implementing these suggestions in the next practice test. All right, and thank you for completing this practice test.